Hey, what up, decisive marketer? So today I have a really powerful tool to share with all of you, and it's I would say, a marketing automation tool. And previously we had a deal that was launched about a month ago, and it's called VBulk. And this is kind of similar, but I would say it's like a light version of it, but it has better limits. The deal is better, I would say. The tool wise is it is comparable. Of course it's not gonna um be able to stand up against VBulk, or of course like active campaigns, stuff like that, but this tool is powerful in its own sense. I was pretty amazed at what it can do, while testing it out. And this tool is called CrowdPower, right? So what this does is it's like a mini marketing automation tool where they have tons of integrations, where you can integrate with Slack, with Discord, with Stripe, with Zapier, with Twitter, with um, their API, and tons of stuff like that, right? They've got lots of integration, and that's what makes this pretty powerful. Also, I missed out one as well. It's called Twilio, and you can send WhatsApp and SMS through this tool itself called CrowdPower, and I'm pretty impressed by it. So before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content. So here we are in the CrowdPower dashboard. So the first thing that, of course, what you need to do is to insert the JavaScript tags on your website. Okay, so this way, CrowdPower is able to analyze the traffic that is coming in, what your visitors are doing, what actions are they performing, so that they can respond in the same way, right? So this is very common with a lot of marketing automation tools. So it does not just blindly send out emails or SMSs to the visitors or customers itself. So that's what this CrowdPower is doing. So they have the JavaScript tag, they have the Beacon API. So the Beacon API is basically their own API integration, so you can actually connect with the API and send data from your server itself. So whatever tool that you're using, maybe you have a form tool that you're using and you connect it via API to CrowdPower, you can do so as well. You can They have segment. I'm not really sure what that is, but I believe it has to do with some kind of a payment method, and that's not really common in my part of the world, right? So I'm not really sure about the segment itself. And they have Stripe integration, so whenever there are payments that are happening, you can pass through that data into CrowdPower, and CrowdPower can send out that automated emails for you. All right. They also have Zapier integration. So Zapier, so you, instead of using an API, you can make use of Zapier for some automations to work with CrowdPower. And on top of that, they have these integrations as well. They've got Calendly, they've got Discord, they got this shoutout SMS. I guess is an SMS feature. They have Slack, they have Stripe. Stripe, already covered that. They've got Twilio and Twitter as well, right? And then of course, these are some pre-configured Zapier integrations that you can set up, right? So we're gonna go through them really simple. Of course, the first thing is to install these tags and Beacon API. So the first thing what I want to be doing is actually to go from bottom up. Okay, so the first step, because before you even start any marketing automation or email marketing sort of automation, right? You want to make use of you want to set up your templates first. So we're gonna take a look at the templates, and we're gonna look at the email editor that they have. So over here, this is the simple email that they have. It's a title, text, and then a button right here. Okay, so let's take a look at the blocks that they have first. So they got headline, they got paragraph, they got image, they got logo, they got divider. Okay, so they got divider. Okay, they've got a spacer, which kind of makes a space in there, and then they've got buttons. social. So these are your social media buttons. Okay, and they've got let me close this first. And then they've got codes. So these are HTML codes that you can enter. And they've got attribution. Basically, it's just their what do you call it? Their branding in there. And then you've got a unsubscribe. Right, so you can see that they put in the unsubscribe, right? So you can actually remove these blocks, right? So you can actually make use of CrowdPower as a cold email marketing tool, right? So one thing about CrowdPower is that you can actually make use of their emails sending. So that means their own SMTP. Okay, so that means their own outgoing email service. If you use their outgoing email service based on the plan that you have, for example, the plan that I have here is 2,500 subscribers. I can send out 5,000 emails. So that means I can do a two broadcasts, and then that's all I can do in that month itself. But you can actually send out unlimited emails if you make use of your own custom SMTP, right? So that means you connect your own outgoing email service, and you will be able to send unlimited emails with CrowdPower. So that's a good thing. And when you're able to use your own custom SMTP, you are able to use this as a cold email marketing tool. Okay, so that's something to take note of. Okay, and pretty much that's all that they have. They have a reusable block here, so you can actually save some of these into as a reusable block, right? So maybe some text that you already created, you want to save that and reuse it, you can do so and save it into the custom blocks right here. So one thing that you don't see is you don't see product blocks in here. So CrowdPower is actually not connected to any e-commerce services right now. So they don't have any product blocks. They've got no columns as well. So their email marketing, their email designer here is very simple. Alright, so that you don't have many options right here. So that's something to take note of. I would when I come across tools that don't have many they don't have a good, strong email designer, right, then I would think that these kind of tools are more meant for like lead generation, or any businesses that is not e-commerce, I would say, because e-commerce usually we would fancy up the emails a little bit, right? So of course you can use it, but I would say that because you lack the column feature, so the only way to go about it is to actually insert an HTML, and then make use of, for example, drag it, which one of the tools that I've already covered before. You can make use of drag it, design the email, copy the code, and insert it into CrowdPower, and you will have the email with columns and everything. Right, so that's something to take note of. Then we've got broadcast. So broadcast is pretty straightforward, right? So you just do a broadcast email, right? And then you can just you can segment them. Okay, segment them, and then what's your email? So you can create that, and pretty much they have a smart sending feature. So this is something that pretty much I only come across this in Klaviyo, right, where you can only if the customer has received these email within the past 3 days, okay, they will not be receiving this email, right? So generally I don't make use of smart sending because, to be honest, if you write good emails, your audience would love to receive them. So there's no need for to use smart sending at all. But it is just for people who are worried that they are sending out too much emails. They might have a lot of automation that's going on. So that's something to take for them to make use, right? So the next one is automations. Okay, so with automations, you can set the email type, the trigger type. So they've got a few triggers here where it's perform an event, visited a page, enter a segment, exit a segment, tag added, tag remove, right? So anytime some of these things happen, you can then perform a certain action or a chain of actions. So you can actually set up an email, then and then you can put a delay, and you can put a So maybe you can also put a Discord. Let's say your team uses Discord, you can have a notification to yourself. You can do a tag if you want to. You can do a Zapier. You can webhook out as well. So they do have a webhook function. So you can use the webhook, maybe connect to WhatsApp or whatever it is. If you have the contact's phone number, you can do Twitter. You can do Facebook posts. Whatever it is, right? So maybe you can have a automation where you send out an email and it automatically triggers a webhook and posts a post in your Facebook group, something like that. Okay, so you can do stuff like that, or you can make use of Zapier to do the same as well. They have Twitter integrations, Slack as well. They got Shoutout and Twilio, which are SMS features. Okay, so what happens is that when you have Zapier and webhook, right, pretty much the what you can do with CrowdPower is almost endless, right? The only downside that I see is that they don't. It's a linear kind of flow builder, so it's not those with conditional kind of logic. So you can they don't have branching, right? So for example, if you know if certain triggers happen, so you can't actually, so it's only like triggers and action, right? So you kind of have another trigger that happens again. Okay, so you can't have trigger again. Sorry, you can add a condition here. Okay, so you can actually add condition here. And if let's see here, so if they perform action, let's say locked in, okay, 10 days, okay, then you send out an email. Okay, so it's not really a condition where it's yes or no. It's only a filter, right? It's only a filter, so it's only a linear kind of flow builder. Okay, linear kind of flow builder. And then you got your goal. What's your goal? Maybe make a purchase, whatever it is, right? Okay, so that the goal feature, right, it's not really in many email marketing tools, but it's great for you to track if you are actually achieving the kind of results that you want. It's more for tracking your results. Okay, if you have achieved your targets, right? And then options, so these are your a particular segment that people come in, so that you can set up these automations, right? Next is the customers, right? So let's see. Oh, okay, so you can actually see like where your subscribers are coming from. They have a global kind of, they have what do you call it, atlas view. So that's pretty interesting. And let's see. Okay, so you can actually set up what we call um dynamic segments, in the sense that when the customers perform certain actions or conditions, for few certain conditions, they would actually be added to certain segments. So that's actually pretty interesting what you can actually do here. And then we've got traits. So these are the kind of traits. Basically, it's like conditions that happens. Let's see. Okay, so what can I do with this? Okay, so I think this one requires some developer knowledge, right? So you can actually set some trigger events in here. So I guess if you know how to set this up as well, then you would have much more endless possibilities that you can do with CrowdPower. So but I would recommend that probably you don't want to touch the traits here. Okay, then we've got events. Let's see here. So they do allow you to create your own events. So let's see here what happens. Okay, that's all. So I guess this is just some events that you set up yourself, maybe to sort of tag them or whatever, and then you've got the tags, which are quite straightforward, right? And then you can export your list. And lastly, we'll take a look at projects, which is pretty much what we have done earlier. So it's just going back in here, right? And then let's take a look at the okay. So if let's say you want to be sending your own emails, you can actually set up your own advanced SMTP, and then you can set up your own, and you'll be able to send out unlimited emails to go out. And then senders will be your own email address, and then some custom blocks that you have saved. And these are some settings for yourself. Okay, and pretty much I would say that this is the features in CrowdPower. I would think that, let's say, if VBulk is out of your range, and you're not looking for a not looking to pay for a marketing automation tool on a recurring basis, then I would think that CrowdPower is a great one, especially if you have your own SMTP that you can make use of. So then you'll be able to use CrowdPower to send out emails for you. And I would say that if you are okay with a flow builder, right, a linear kind of flow builder, I would say that CrowdPower is really powerful because it has a lot of integrations that is built in. You can send out SMSs, you can send out webhooks, you can send out Zapier, and I'm sure more integrations going to come as well. You can notify yourself via Discord, by Slack. You can send out tweets, and that's so much that you can do with CrowdPower right here. I definitely recommend this because if you are looking to send out unlimited emails, and you want to have somewhat powerful features, I think CrowdPower is the one for you. And that's all I have in this video. Let me know what you feel about CrowdPower right here, and comment and comment below. Let me know what you feel about CrowdPower, and if you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up. And if you know anyone who could benefit from CrowdPower, do share this video with them, and I'll see you in my next video.